Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. Today we will talk about something from our daily life. How often have we come across a situation where we have a lot of things to do but we don't have enough time? It happens every day, isn't it? So what do people tell us when we end up in this kind of a mess? This happens, by the way, to many people in this world on a daily basis. Right from our childhood in our schools, right from our childhood at our homes, people have been telling us that we must learn to manage time very well. We all know that time is the only resource which cannot be recreated. We all are given several kind of tips all through our life, through the student career, and when we end up working in our young stage of our work life, our seniors keep advising us with various kind of management tips. We are told that maybe we need to learn how to delegate. We need to learn how to say no to tasks. We are told maybe we are saying yes to too many things. Maybe we are procrastinating or postponing, putting off deadlines. Maybe we are not planning very well. Maybe we are not collaborating with our colleagues or with our friends at work, with our colleagues at work enough. Maybe we are not seeking help, and so on and so forth. Some 8, 9, 10 things which we are told as these are tips we must practice. These are all modern management lessons which we are told right from our childhood. A child, for his studies, he or she is advised how to manage time well so that one is able to finish all the studies, do well in the exams. When we come to work, our bosses tell us that we need to finish all these activities or all these tasks in a shortened period of time in a very nice way so that our efficiency is very high. This is life, isn't it? So I looked upon some of these ancient texts which are available for all of us. I wonder that the situation that we all are in today, whether people in the ancient times faced similar situations or not. So I started thinking about this procrastination, about our inability to prioritize, inability to know which one is more important, or inability to say no to requests. All these are kind of universal, kind of timeless. People like all of us face this today, and I'm sure 10,000 years ago, 20,000 years ago, people faced the same dilemmas. So there might have been some kind of texts or some kind of tips like today our bosses and our elders have been telling us. Those days they might have said something. So I looked through some of these texts and what came out was interesting. I looked at ancient Greek philosophy. People like Aristotle has talked about self-discipline. They talk about focus. When you look at ancient Chinese philosophy, they talk about connecting with the nature and being with the flow of things. When we look at the Buddhist texts and practices, we pick up something called mindfulness. We are told to be mindful all the time, which means stay in the present moment. Focus on what's there at your hand. That's mindfulness. When you look at various texts in the Vedas or Upanishads or something like Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we find as well some very interesting concepts like holistic living. We are told how to lead our day-to-day life. We are told how this day-to-day life needs to change based on seasons. So that's all there in Ayurveda. In Yoga Shastra, of course, focus, meditation, various other such techniques have been talked about. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, similarly, there are several instances in the Upanishads, several verses which talk about things like focus. I think some of these ancient texts have really tried to address this concept of time management issues at its root. I find two things there which kind of addresses these 7 to 10 things that we all teach our small children. At our homes, at our schools, even at work, we keep advising the adults to be focused, to be mindful, to be delegating well enough to be able to deal with perfection or lack of it, and so on and so forth. So, what are these two things that I am referring to? One, mindfulness. I think time and again we have been told to really stay in the present. We have been told that if we are focused at the present moment, we know all the pros and cons. We are more aware. We are able to prepare a plan very well. We are able to know the dependencies. We are able to figure out what are the interconnected aspects of this whole project and who I need to approach and how do I approach. All of this comes naturally, comes very easily, whether I am writing an exam or writing a report or completing a particular task, or I am cooking, or I am fixing an appliance which has gone bad. It doesn't matter. Or I am designing something, or I am performing a surgery. It doesn't matter. I need to be mindful. If I am mindful, I am better aware of all the resources, all the obstacles, all the hurdles that are there with me. And how do I deal with it? I will use my intelligence to deal with all of this. We fail many a time because we fail to recognize all the connected pieces. We are in a hurry, we are distracted. That is why we tend to procrastinate. We think that this seems to be a tough thing to do, let me do it tomorrow. Or we do not seek help. These are issues that we face. All these can be addressed if I am mindful. That's number one. What's the second one? The second one in my mind is the practice of karma yoga or karma yoga, which means I do my best. I don't bother about the outcomes. I am detached from the outcomes. I do my best in order to achieve the planned outcome. I am mindful, I do my best. That's all. If we do this, then I know which task is more important. So the issue of prioritization goes away. I know what hurdles, what obstacles, what challenges come my way. And I prepare myself the best. That becomes part of my plan. So I am just focused on karma yoga. I am not focused on the karyas, which means the tasks. The difference between the karma and karya is the karya is task, karma is duty. I am more focused on my karma, which is the duty. What karyas need to be done, flow out of that, and I am clear. Isn't it very interesting? All the modern day management lessons seem to be rooted in our ancient texts. Only if we are practicing all of these at our young age, then life becomes much better and happier. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, my dear children, watching this and spreading this amongst many more people. I look forward to our future conversations.